Number 9. Released at a time when bigger was definitely better, this Thunderbird boasted Ford's mighty 428 V8 engine, pumping out an impressive 345 horsepower and a tire-twisting 462 torque. That kind of power meant cruising felt effortless, like your favorite armchair suddenly learned how to sprint. With a 3-speed automatic transmission and rear-wheel drive, this elegant could hit 0 to 60 in under 9 seconds. Not bad for a luxury car weighing about as much as a small battleship. Inside, passengers were treated to plush interiors, futuristic aircraft-inspired dashboard dials, and options like power windows, locks, and seats. Luxuries that made its rivals seem like horse-drawn carts. Number 8. Mercury brought back the Marauder name in '69 for one last hurrah, and the X100 was the top-tier muscle luxury trim that shouted, "I've got style and horsepower, pal." Under that long, mean hood was a massive 429 V8 pumping out a beefy 360 horsepower and 480 torque. Plenty of punch to haul its 2-ton body down the boulevard like a cruise missile in a 3-piece suit. What really set the X100 apart, though, was the styling. You got exclusive rear fender skirts, a matte black tail panel, bucket seats, a floor-mounted shifter, and enough chrome to cause sunburns. Mercury only built about 5,635 X100s in 1969, making it a pretty rare beast today, and one that often gets overlooked in the muscle car crowd. That's a shame, because few cars could blend brawn, swagger, and full-size comfort quite like the Marauder. Number 7. Introduced as the high-performance version of Buick's already stylish Riviera, the 65 GS took things up a notch with a dual-quad 425 Super Wildcat V8 under the hood, cranking out a healthy 360 horsepower and a whopping 465 torque. That's enough grunt to chirp the tires just by looking at the gas pedal. The lump was potent enough to send the heavy Riviera flying from 0 to 60 in just 7.5 seconds. The coupe also covered the quarter-mile in less than 16 clicks. This model year was also notable for its introduction of the clamshell hidden headlights, elegantly tucked into the fenders and revealed only when needed, like a dapper gentleman lifting his sunglasses to make eye contact. Buick sold just 3,354 Riviera GS units in 1965, making it a rare find today. Number 6. By '68, the Eldorado was already making waves with its front-wheel drive layout, and Cadillac decided to up the ante with a brand-new 472 V8 under the hood. That's 7.7 liters of pure American iron, churning out 375 horsepower and a pavement-rippling 525 torque. That's enough grunt to tow a small moon, or at least pass anything short of a gas station. Despite weighing over 2 tons and being the size of your average suburban patio, the '68 Eldo could still pull off 0 to 60 in around 8 seconds. Not bad for something with a hood long enough to host a BBQ on. Inside it was plush city, leather seats, power everything, and enough wood trim to make a forest nervous. The front-wheel drive setup wasn't just futuristic, it also freed up interior space and improved traction. Thanks to its unique styling and road presence, the '68 Eldorado became a favorite of the rich, famous, and mildly eccentric. Number 5. Originally introduced as a performance package in the early '60s, by 1966, the 2+2 had grown into a full-blown street bruiser. Under the hood, your choice of a 421 V8, either with 338, 356, or the thundering 376 horsepower tri-power setup. That's right, 3 carbs, 1 mission, speed. With the top-spec 421 and a 4-speed manual, this land yacht could hit 0 to 60 in 7.4 seconds, which is downright rude for something that could also carry the in-laws and their luggage. The '66 model was the final year the 2+2 would be its own distinct model in the US, complete with bold badging, special trim, and a stance that said, "Yes, I lift." Inside, you got bucket seats, a floor shifter, and enough brushed aluminum to make a fighter jet jealous. Number 4. When Oldsmobile unveiled this beast, jaws hit the showroom floor. Why? Because it was front-wheel drive. In 1966. In America. On a 385 horsepower, 475 torque, 425 rocket V8 luxury coupe. That's like strapping a jet engine to a snowmobile and saying, yeah, this'll work. And the wildest part? It did work. Thanks to a revolutionary chain-driven transaxle setup dubbed the Turbo-Hydromatic 425, the Toronado put all that grunt to the front wheels without melting itself into a pile of gears and sadness. The Toronado could launch its over 2-ton frame from 0 to 60 in around 8.2 seconds. Not bad at all. With its long hood, short deck, hidden headlights, and razor-sharp fastback roofline, it didn't just look futuristic. It was futuristic. It was so different. It won Motor Trend's Car of the Year in '66, and it still turns heads today like it just landed from outer space. Number 3. The GTE was Mercury's way of saying, hey, we can do muscle too. Just, with leather seats and a dash of chrome finesse. And oh boy, did they deliver. Stuffed under that elegant long hood was Ford's mighty 427 side-oiler V8, the same engine used in the legendary Shelby Cobras and Le Mans winning GT40s. This beast made 390 horsepower and 460 torque, launching the GTE from 0 to 60 in around 6.5 seconds. Not bad for something that looked more like it should be pulling up to an upscale supper club than tearing up the drag strip. Only 357 Cougars were built with the 427 engine in 1968, making it one of the rarest big cat muscle machines around. Number 2. Completely redesigned for '69, the Grand Prix went from being a big, comfy cruiser to a sleek, muscle-bound personal luxury coupe with a nose long enough to land a small plane on. The big news was under the hood, especially if you checked the box for the SJ package, which unlocked the mighty 428 high-output V8. That powerhouse pumped out 390 horsepower and a tire-twisting 472 torque, making this stylish land missile capable of a 0 to 60 run in 6.7 seconds. The new Grand Prix rode on a special G-body chassis that was shorter than the full-size Pontiac platforms, giving it tighter handling while still offering the kind of ride you'd expect from a gentleman's express. The SJ version was the high-trim model, because nothing says sporty like plush bucket seats, a wraparound dashboard, rally gauges, and optional real walnut trim. Fun fact, the 1969 Grand Prix had the longest hood ever fitted to a Pontiac. Number 1. The standard 300F was no slouch with its 413 wedge V8 and cross-ram intake setup, producing 375 horsepower. But what about the special GT version? That one got a hotter cam, solid lifters, and dual 4-barrels tuned to crank out a pavement-wrinkling 400 horsepower. The 300F Special GT could reportedly run 0 to 60 in just over 6 seconds and reach top speeds north of 150 miles per hour. The 300F was famous for style. Sweeping tail fins, dramatic grille, bucket seats that swiveled outward to greet you, and enough chrome to blind anyone within a 5-mile radius. But the Special GT package took it further, with stiffer suspension, lighter components, and a manual gearbox transforming it into a luxury hot rod that could eat muscle cars for breakfast while still feeling classy enough for a Sinatra album. Only a handful, believed to be around 15, of these GT variants were ever made, making them rarer than a polite honk in rush hour traffic.